Okay, thank you. I hope you hear me. Nice to see such a crowd, so many people. So thank you, Sabri, thank you, Next Plus, to invite us to this conference. My name is Matjaž Šajn. I am managing director and founder of the company CGS Labs. I'm civil engineer and I'm working more than 30 years in this field. So that some people say I was a CAD pioneer. Today I am BIM promoter. So I enjoy this work. So I will share some of my, let's say, thoughts and some information related to my company and our products. So I think what Autodesk is doing is really great. We are partnering with Autodesk for many, many years. I would say Autodesk is somewhere in the clouds, but CGS Labs is on the earth. And let's come back to the earth and let's see what we have to offer to you and what we have to tell you. So actually, I will speak about our applications that we are developing. So made in Slovenia. So our headquarters are in Ljubljana. We are a team of engineers and developers who is developing our own solutions for road design, rail design, river engineering design, for power lines design. All these applications are running on top of AutoCAD. So Autodesk and AutoCAD has always been our platform. As you will see, we have a long history. I think that also Autodesk has learned something from CGS in the past. And we all the time have very good cooperation. So our major products, which I want to quickly present you today, and I'm pretty sure that many of you know about them. Is anybody here knows Plateia or is using Plateia maybe? Raise your hands. You have? Somebody? Okay, nice to see some hands, yeah. Yes, Plateia is one of the most famous our products for road design, and this was actually the first product which we started to develop. So AutoSign and AutoPath, as you will see later, are software for traffic signage and for simulations of driving, which is part of Plateia. Ferrovia is software for rail design, and Aquaterra for river engineering. So I will go quickly through these applications and tell you what are the benefits of using them. So actually, our applications are used for, yes, infrastructure design, from very preliminary to the detailed design, from 2D to BIM models. What is so characteristic and why are our solutions so famous is because they are very easy to use and easy to learn. Actually, they were, of course, designed based on wishes of engineers in Slovenia, in Germany, here in ex-Yugoslavian countries. So it's really software works in the way how you have learned in the school, at the university, and how we generally, let's say, design infrastructure in, let's say, our part of the world. So as said, made in Slovenia, maybe not everybody knows, but the software is really used all over the world in many, many countries. So of course we have localization for certain countries. For Kosovo, we are currently, let's say, you have a choice of English, Serbian, or Croatian. version, but maybe in the future we could translate into Albanian and have also your standards. But I think that as we have now, the software is already very, very useful. So we offer free trials for you if you want to test it. And what we are really good in is excellent support for you. Thanks also to our local partner, Next Plus, here in Pristina. So as you will see later, we have a lot of materials where you can learn it. So again, let's go back to the first, our, let's say, flagship product, Plateia. Plateia is a professional software for road design, and really it does everything from 2D to 3D. I think you really have all the tools that are needed to design any kind of road. And as you see here, the 3D models are, of course, also possible, from 2D to BIM models. Who is using it? Of course, first of all, road designers, but also surveyors and the construction companies, the contractors, use it on site for calculations, earth volumes, and so on. So the areas of application is really wide, from highways to bicycle, let's say, lanes, to, I don't know, very special things like ski grounds, ski slopes. Of course, I'm sure you have a lot of rehabilitation of the existing roads. All this is possible to do with Plateia. So what I said, and is very characteristic, is that Plateia follows some classic designing approach, which means we start with the situation, with the points, with the terrain modeling. We place the alignments. We draw the longitudinal sections, cross sections, and at the end, we build the 3D model. This is slightly different, as you have seen before from Autodesk presentation, where especially for the buildings, you first build the 3D model, and then you can extract the drawings. With Plateia, we do it different, and we have proven that this is a good way for infrastructure. So, yes, let's say some of our advantages, let's say a few more. So, of course, we track the standards, and when they change, we implement it in let's say, Plateia. So I think it's really powerful in 2D, what I think is 99% of what you are doing today. But the software is ready for future, is ready for BIM. So based on your 2D drawings, you can create 3D models and export IFC files, which is the base for BIM, actually. So usually the infrastructure projects are complex. There are different disciplines cooperating in a project, from architects, civil engineers, electrical engineers, let's say railways, highways, and so on. And when we put all BIM models together, we have one federated model, we say. Plateia is specialized for the road model. So with Plateia, you can create that 3D BIM model. Okay, I will not go into all details, just to tell you that Plateia exists in 3 different packages, from a very basic one, which is called Plateia Standard, then we have Plateia Professional and Ultimate. So the Ultimate version has everything we can offer to you. So our references, I can't, of course, put all the names here in this slide, but we have thousands of companies using it, of course, in Europe and in other continents. You can, on our web pages, you can find also a lot of example projects, customer stories, which give you some idea how the software is used. So one part of Plateia is also AutoSign. This is software for traffic signs, vertical, horizontal signalization. And based on that, you can also create such nice visualizations. With it, you can create some lists, you can create 2D drawings, 3D models. Let's say you can prepare such signaling tables like this one. And of course, at the end, it is a part of that whole project or the BIM model. So the second part of Plateia is also AutoPath. AutoPath is the software for simulation of driving. You need to simulate, let's say, such, let's say, driving in conditions where you have to check the space, for example, in the roundabouts, in the cities, especially when you have some special transports, when you have very large vehicles, trucks, you can check if these vehicles with the big, let's say, loads can pass through certain existing roads, or when you plan a new road, you can then, of course, appropriately make your design. So it's 2D and 3D solutions, so you have a collection of all kinds of vehicles inside. You can create also your own ones. So these are just some examples of how you can define such vehicles. The second, our large product is Ferrovia for rail design. So rail design is something special. Yes, it's something slightly different from road design, and that's why we have created a separate solution for rail design, which is used for new railway tracks and also for reconstruction or rehabilitation of the existing ones. So there are, of course, certain details which are different in railway design as in roadway design. Is used, of course, mainly by railway designers and the companies who maintain the railway tracks, and is used, for all kinds of railways. It, of course, contains all the functionality that is needed for it, including switches, let's say connection between the switches and similar things. I will not go into details here. Here, for example, you see definition of such a switch. And of course, also the alignments in railway design are different from highways or roads. Besides the clotoids, we use also other kinds of curves, parabolas, and other curves, so that this is, let's say, very, very important for the railway design. So again, we have a lot of references. In this, let's say, maybe here the closest one, which I can tell you, is Macedonian Railways are using Ferrovia for their designs and reconstructions. So the third, let's say, big product from CGS Labs is Aquaterra. Aquaterra, all these products, Plateia, Ferrovia, Aquaterra, are very similar to use, but Aquaterra is specialized for river engineering, for channel designs, for open flow, let's say. It's not hydraulic computation, but it manages all the geometry. We usually use HECRAS or some other software for hydraulic calculation. So it's it fits very well together with Plateia and Ferrovia. Many times we should design some areas where you cross some rivers, cross some railways, and then it means you need all these solutions for managing all your design. So that's mainly what I wanted to say. So this is a set of our applications. I would also like to mention that besides these infrastructure applications, we are also developing software power paths for transmission lines, for power line design, for energy sector, which is very also popular software and used in our area. So we can offer you a lot of materials for learning, tutorials, online trainings, but of course we also do live presentations and live trainings for you. But a lot of this material is available on the website, including the knowledge base where you can search. At the end, I would like to say that there are really a lot of benefits for users who are, let's say, buying our software, who are also, let's say, maintaining the software, who of course use legal software because we have zero tolerance to illegal use. We really invest a lot into our development. We would like that you enjoy the best possible software for infrastructure design, but we also need, let's say, to sell the software to finance our development. So, as you see, a lot of materials available, so what I can say is just thank you, and I hope we meet and we cooperate in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Atëherë, nëse dikush prej juve ka pyetje? Yeah, okay. A mundeni mikrofonin atje, ju lutem? Aty.
First of all, thanks for your presentation. I would like to ask you more about the performance of the software in terms of how many kilometers or what's the limit to design a road in this software, and in terms of time consuming. Let's say engineer, how much time can it take to one engineer to design a 100 kilometers road?
Yes, thank you. A good question. So we have examples of projects which have been up to 200 kilometers in one piece, but this was like a preliminary project. Of course, when you go into detailed one, Plateia and other applications of CGS Labs have the ability to slice the project into sections. So you can save a larger project into separated files, drawing files. So the alignments, longitudinal sections, cross sections can be in different drawings, which also means that many people, many designers can work on one project simultaneously. So it's very easy way just to slice the project into different files. But we have a proof, and I can tell you that since Plateia is, let's say, 30 years on the market, our clients have done really large projects, let's say from 20, 50 kilometers, 100. I've heard about 200 kilometers was one railway section in Saudi Arabia, which, okay, you know, it's a desert, it's not much changes, but let's say, for example, here in Kosovo or in our region, there are a lot of hills and, you know, bridges, tunnels, and so on. The project gets more complex. But generally, Plateia runs very fast. I mean, it depends on AutoCAD, of course. But you have ways how you can you improve that performance in case that the drawings become too large. If you ask me how much time you need for design such a project, it really depends on the complexity. But one thing is clear: with Plateia, you can learn the software and use it much faster because it's easy to use. You know, it's easy to use, and usually on one project, many people are working. So if you count all the hours that you need to spend for learning and training and, you know, finding out some commands, so in Plateia, it's really fast. So I encourage you, I invite you to try it, and of course the Next Plus company and team will be ready to help you. Thank you.